The year is 1905. A wave of political change sweeps across Scandinavia. Norway, after centuries under foreign crowns, asserts its independence. And in a move that reverberates through the royal courts of Europe, a Danish prince is elected king, taking the ancient Norwegian name Håkon VII. By his side, his English wife, Princess Maud, daughter of King Edward VII and Queen Alexandra. Suddenly, a British princess, raised amidst the grandeur of Windsor and Sandringham, finds herself queen of a rugged, fiercely independent northern kingdom. It was a destiny she hadn't sought, a role she accepted with a sense of duty but perhaps not with unbridled enthusiasm. Maud was known for her shyness, her love of sport and country life, her deep, unwavering connection to her homeland, England. To be transplanted to a new country, a new culture, thrust into the formal spotlight of queenship, it was a profound transformation. And while she embraced her duties as Queen of Norway with dignity and a growing affection for her adopted people, a significant part of her heart remained firmly anchored across the North Sea. This is where a poignant, lesser-known detail of her life emerges. Queen Maud, throughout her reign, made regular, almost annual voyages back to Great Britain. These weren't just fleeting visits for state occasions. These were extended stays, often lasting weeks, sometimes months, primarily at Appleton House, her cherished private residence on the Sandringham estate in Norfolk. And how did she refer to these return journeys? With a candour that speaks volumes, she called them her holidays from queenery. Her holidays from playing queen. Imagine the weight of that phrase. Holidays from queenery. It suggests a burden, a performance, a role that, while dutifully enacted in Norway, was one from which she sought periodic escape and respite. England, for Maud, was not just her birthplace. It was where she could shed the formal constraints of Norwegian court life, where she could revert, to some extent, to being Princess Maud, daughter of the British king, sister, aunt, rather than solely Queen Maud of Norway. Her life in Norway, especially in the early years, presented challenges. The Norwegian court was far less opulent, more egalitarian than the British one she was accustomed to. The climate was harsher. The language, though she learned it, was not her mother tongue. While the Norwegian people came to admire her elegance and her dedication, particularly her interest in skiing and winter sports which endeared her to them, she was, in many ways, a solitary figure. Her shyness, sometimes misinterpreted as aloofness, made the constant public scrutiny of queenship a strain. So these holidays in England became vital. Appleton House was her sanctuary. Here she could indulge her passion for horses, for gardening, for a quieter, more informal life. She could reconnect with her beloved parents, King Edward VII and Queen Alexandra, with her siblings, with the familiar landscapes and customs of her youth. It was a chance to recharge, to breathe English air, to be perhaps more truly herself. There's a quiet suspense in this regular pilgrimage. Each departure from Norway, a temporary relinquishing of her royal duties. Each arrival in England, a return to a cherished, perhaps idealized past. Did these absences cause comment in Norway? Likely. But her deep love for England was an accepted part of her persona. And her husband, King Håkon, a pragmatic and understanding chap, recognized her need for these restorative journeys. Think of the contrast. In Oslo, the formal duties, the state appearances, the constant awareness of her position. In Norfolk, the relative freedom of the English countryside, the comfort of familiar surroundings, the ability to dress more casually, to engage in her favorite pastimes without the ever-present gaze of public expectation. These were not just vacations, they were essential for her well-being, a lifeline to her identity. Her attachment to England was more than just homesickness. It was a profound connection to family, to culture, to a way of life that had shaped her. This isn't to say she neglected her duties as Queen of Norway. Her elegance and dignity were assets,